Hi, I'm Craig with Pinewood CNC, and welcome to our piping tutorial. Now, our mousetrap car may look very complicated to make, but it's easy to make once we break it down into individual pieces. As you can see, I can turn off each individual piece, and those are the pieces we're going to isolate and machine all at once on a flat surface. I'm going to make all the pipes on my Chinese 3040 mill, and then I'm going to, at the same time, work on my base of the car in a larger mill I have. So let's go over to the cam side and take a look at what we did. Now what I've done is I've isolated each component, and then I've aligned it to a solid that we make representing an MDF board that we just clamp down to the table. I'm turning off the components, and I've created a projected sketch around the edges of each component, and then I've offset that in to the center. The pipes are 3/16 of an inch, so we're going to use a 3/16 ball mill, and we're just going to use an engraving toolpath and drive it down the center of each pipe halfway into the MDF. Now, as you can see, we have a singular toolpath that will create half of our pipe on this side, and it's just going to step down back and forth halfway down for the pipe. Our next toolpath, what we're going to do is we're going to turn our pipes back on. After we've cut the individual cavities here for each pipe, we want to take a Q-tip or a small brush and just get a little bit of petroleum jelly and coat the inside of our cavity. We want to make sure we coat all the way up to the edges on each side, all the way around. This will be our part release for when we put in car body putty and build this up on top. So once we've released the inside of each cavity, we're going to build that back up with some car body putty across the top, and then we're going to start to do a parallel toolpath that is constrained to just around each pipe. And we'll do a fast walkover of about 20 thousandths with a flat end mill. We're going to use our same 1/8 inch flat end mill, and we're going to drive that around the outside contour or our projected path and clean up this edge so it's square to each pipe. I'm also going to clean up this internal area here so this will fit over our pipe when we're assembling our pipe and gluing it together. Now we're going to do the same thing for our cheese, and we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to cut a little bit down into this for the trigger of the trap, and then we're going to build that up with a little body putty and cut around the outside. Now while I've got the pipes cutting in my little router, I'm going to set this up in my larger mill. I'm going to use a 3/16 ball mill. I'm just going to cut out the wheel wells here with a small pocket routine. Then I'm going to come back in here with a water line to cut around the outside of the car. After that, I'll flip the car over and I'll just cut it to height with a larger mill manually. And here you can see I've done a 1/8 inch tool path or 1/8 inch tool to create the slots for the wheels.